Welcome. In this episode of the Beginner's Guide to FM24, we're going to go over our squad and try to sell our first players. And we're also going to try to loan out players. Right now, I'm at the squad, but we have multiple options here, and we're going to take a look at more of them in the future episodes. But what I usually do, I go for filter, and then we can look by position. And right now, it says that we have 4 goalkeepers. Let's change this one around. Let's go to my view instead, so we get some more information here. And if you want to know how I created my own view, I'm going to put a link in the description below on how you can create your own views, because Football Manager is basically a spreadsheet simulator, and the more information you have available to you, the more informed decisions you can make. So I'm just going to put a link in the description below on how you create your own views. But for now, this lad, we probably want to loan out. And do we need these many goalkeepers? We kind of don't. So I would be inclined to sell one of them. And the obvious choice would be to sell Adrian, because he's 36. He's never going to be our first team goalkeeper. But on the other hand, we're going to be using Alisson like for quite a few more years, which means that Keller will just be a backup goalkeeper to us. And it's kind of too good to just be a backup goalkeeper, and he has a higher value, so it might be worth selling him instead. And by the way, as you can tell, I have some graphics that you may not have, like player faces and badges. That's another thing you can customize with Football Manager. And just like with the views, I'm not going to go through it in this episode. Instead, I'm going to put a link in the description to videos that show you how you get custom graphics in Football Manager if you want to change the look. And another thing with the look is that I have installed a custom skin. And people create skins for Football Manager because they think like, oh, this game is not fancy enough, I want to change it. And those skins are free to download. So once again, I'm going to put a link in the description below. Guess what? On how you can get custom skins if you want to. So let's say now we want to sell Keller. He probably won't be happy with that, because I think he's pretty happy in the club. So what we can do now is under transfers, let's ask his agent about market interest and we'll see how they react. And we have some options here. Are we going to be desperate? Are we going to be keen? Or are we going to be curious? So for now we're going to be curious. So let's see what the agent says. And unfortunately, it says there's no interest in him. And based on that, we could see if we could try to sell him anyways. And of course, since this is a new save, I get some information here about how to go through and sell players, a few different options. What we can do here is we can go to the offer via transfer room. And if we go here, we have an option to offer him out to other clubs. And for now, we are going to don't specify a fee. We might want to do that later on. And when we do that, we're also going to transfer list him, because transfer listing will increase the chance of clubs being interested in him. So let's do that. Now let's take a look at the defenders. And when I'm doing things like this, I always have what we saw here in the squad planner before, and of course in the best 11 in mine. And I can tell that a weak position is our defenders, especially our central defenders. We have Van Dijk, that's really good, but the rest of them may not be at his level. And if I look here, we can go to filter this further. I want to look at only central defenders. And among these guys, we can tell that we have some options. And 2 of these guys are actually wanted right now by other clubs, PSG and Inter. And this means that maybe we can get some more look by offering these guys out compared to what we did with the goalkeeper. So I'm going to try now with Joel Matip and see if what we can get from that. But let's start with asking his agent about market interest and see what they say. And his agent says that, yeah, I know you want to move on him, but I can't see anyone making offer right now. There is interest though, so watch this space. So what we can do now is that we're going to try to offer him out anyways. So let's go to the transfer room again. And once again, we're going to offer them out. We're not going to specify a fee for now. And we're also going to transfer list them to increase the chance for anybody to get interested. Now I'm going to go through the rest of the squad the same way, see what players I want to offer out. So we're just going to jump ahead. You know the drill now. Another thing we can do is to loan out players. And that's a great way for youth players that may not be good enough yet to break into the first team squad, get some first team experience. So for example, we could go to Bobby Clark, and this works exactly the same way as we did before. We are going to go to the offer via transfer room, and we're going to make a loan offer. So we're going to offer him out to clubs. And for now, we're going to set we want 100% of the wage, and we want some payments monthly. Maybe this is too much. We'll have to see. We might have to renegotiate things. And of course, we want to be able to recall him in case he's not getting played. And we have gotten our first loan offer for one of the youth players that we were offering out. And what to think about if we're going to accept this or not. First off, when you loan out youngsters, the club that loaned the players will most likely be a smaller club, which means they will probably have a worse coaching staff and also worse training facilities. So for us even to be gaining something from the loan out, it's important that they will be playing. So we can check here, yeah, he's going to be a regular starter. Because if it wasn't be a regular starter, if it's going to be on the bench, he probably would be doing better just staying at our facilities. Next, we can take a look at him, our youth player here, and we're going to go for the coach report. And first off, we want to check out his potential ability. The higher potential ability, the more careful I would be to who I'm going to loan him out to. Secondly, we can check what his current level is. And right now, he's a decent player for most League 2 sides, which means we don't want him to loan him out for a league lower than League 2, because that would mean he will be playing below his level. We want it to be at least a League 2 side. So we can check out Northampton, the team that wants to loan him, and we can tell that they are a League 1 team. So this is already a good match. That he will be a regular starter for a team playing at a higher level than his current level. And if you want to dive into it deeper, you could also take a look at their facilities and check out their training facilities and see that they have average training facilities. And you can also go for staff, check out the coaches and things like that. But for me, I'm just satisfied with this. I think it's basically what we wanted, so we're going to accept this offer. Next up, we have a second offer, and that's Juventus that wants to loan Joel Matip. And we are willing to sell Matip, even though he's pretty good. But he just have 1 year left on his contract, and he's starting to get old. So we are willing to sell him, but are we willing to loan him out? Probably not. We can check this through and see, yeah, we would get quite some money. And they have a mandatory future fee, which means that they would sign him after this season, but just for 5 mil. His current value, transfer value, is 10 mil. So let's see if we can negotiate and get this up a bit. I mean, he's still very good. I wouldn't mind keeping him for another season. He's definitely a good player, but I'm considering signing maybe somebody else for this position. Let's do some negotiation here with Juventus. So the mandatory future fee, let's see if we can get this one up. Let's say we want 8 mil. And what else? We could get some extra money. Let's see if we can get this one up even further to 5 mil. And we want them to be paying, let's say, not the wage, because they're probably going to be unsecure about the wage, because that comes like a problem for their wage bill. So let's see if we can get the fee up like that. So now we have actually done some negotiation here, and the overall price deal becomes permanent is 15.75 mil, including the loan fee. So we're actually getting more than his transfer value. I would be happy for this one. Now let's see if Juve will be happy with this one. So let's suggest terms. And they started to do some negotiations here. And after doing quite some negotiations back and forth, Juve finally decided to step out of the deal and say that now we're no longer interested. And that's, of course, completely fine. That's the risk you take when you're trying to negotiate and get the price up. But I'm completely fine with that because, as I said, Joel Matip is actually a pretty good player. I don't mind having him for another season. I might even offer him a new contract if we don't sell him in the summer. But yeah, this is things that happens. And that's it for this episode. In the next episode, we're going to take a look at on how we scout and how we sign players. And if you enjoyed this series, make sure to press that like button and subscribe to this channel for more FM24 content. Thank you for watching.